In this lecture, we will study some important points related to minimal DFA. But before that, let's understand what are isomorphic DFA. So isomorphic DFA, they are exactly same DFA. The only difference is that states are named differently. DFA M1 and M2, they are isomorphic DFA. They recognize same language. They are same DFA. The only difference is that here we have name for the states P, Q, R. Here we have D, F, E. So this is the one-to-one correspondence between the states. State P from M1 corresponds to state D from M2. Q corresponds to F, R corresponds to E. Non-final state corresponds to non-final state. Final state corresponds to final state. Now, isomorphic DFA, they are same. They recognize same language. The only difference is states are named differently. We cannot change the symbols. If we change the symbols, then strings will change and then language will also change. But isomorphic DFA recognize same language. Now let's come to first point related to minimal DFA. The important point is, for a given regular language, minimal DFA is always unique. Let's take one example. Alphabet contains A and B and language L is W such that W contains A. Now for this type of problem, W contains substring. We have studied how to build the DFA. DFA K1, this is the DFA to recognize this language. This is minimal DFA. It contains two states. What do we mean by minimal DFA is unique? So for the given language, minimal DFA contains two states. So using two states, this is the only possible DFA for this language. Using two states, we cannot build any other DFA for this language. But if we consider more than two states, let's say 3, then DFA K2 and K3, they contain 3 states. They recognize same language, but they are different. They are non-isomorphic. They are not isomorphic. Here we have one non-final, 2 final states. Here we have 2 non-final, 1 final state. So K2 and K3, they recognize same language, but they are different. They are not unique. They are non-isomorphic. Whereas the minimal DFA, it is unique. This is the only possible DFA with 2 states to recognize this language. Now the second important point is number of states in minimal DFA for L and L complement, they are always same. Now let's say DFA M is minimal DFA that recognizes language L. Now in this case, M complement will be minimal DFA for L complement. So to get M complement, we simply change non-final state to final states to non-final states in DFA M. We are not changing number of states. So if M is minimal DFA for L, M complement will be minimal DFA for L complement. DFA M and DFA M complement, they will have same number of states. So number of states in minimal DFA for L and L complement, they are always same. Third point is, cross product does not necessarily give minimal DFA. If you are given a regular language L, you want to design DFA for this language, but you know that language L is intersection of 2 other languages and it is easy to design DFA for L1 and L2. In that case, you will design DFA for L1, then DFA for L2, then you will take cross product and it will be DFA for given language. But cross product does not necessarily give minimal DFA. After cross product, you have to go for minimization of the DFA. So that you should know and you should remember, because cross product does not necessarily give minimal DFA.